Welcome, everyone. Dr. Anthony Criniti IV here, also known as Dr. Finance. We've got another special Mastermind Retreat edition of the Dr. Finance Live podcast, folks. This is for those folks who have attended our incredible retreat in Paradise Valley, Arizona in early March 2023 with Mark Victor Hansen, one of the world's nonfiction celebrities of all times, and also Sharon Lechter, who is the leader of the fiction nonfiction movement for finance. She was a co-author of Rich Dad Poor Dad and so many others. So with that said, we have another one of our attendees here, Consuelo Benson. Consuelo was also she also helped out a lot at the retreat, so I appreciate you doing that, Consuelo. She's also a faithful leader of the former Finance Club. We're going to be doing it in the houses now. For Clubhouse. She's been on many of my stages with various leaders, including singing happy birthday to Tim Story, which was an incredible thing. But welcome, Consuelo. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm fantastic, actually, Dr. Finance. Thank you for having me this evening for this beautiful podcast. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Consuelo. Appreciate you. So, Consuelo, just to start with just a few quick questions. What do you think about the Mastermind retreat I held in Arizona with Preston Weeks? What was your general thoughts about that?
Well, it was actually, I was so surprised how well received everybody really was in the actual conference or event. It was truly a masterpiece for me because I've been in many conferences around the globe, even with the travel industry. So I was really looking into how it was going to be different for everyone. So my take on it was that it was not only informative for everyone, but the collaboration was really heartfelt. It was really a truly a masterpiece of an event because it was a boutique event, which I love, having the personal space, the personal touch that everybody was able to actually speak to each other on a very personal basis, and to do the collaboration that was necessary for all the businesses that they run, and also really collaborate. And I heard conversations that were fantastic for that event. So
overall, would you say it was a success?
Yes, it was more than success. It was actually truly a gem on its own.
Would you ever forget this experience?
No, not at all. This is a legacy you created and the foundation you started with yourself and Preston, and it was just unbelievable. It was more than what I ever expected.
Thank you, Consuelo. Consuelo, if we could step back for a moment and let everyone know a little bit about yourself, maybe 30 seconds or so.
Sure.
What you do and stuff like that.
Sure. So I've been in the travel industry business as a consultant for 35 years. I've also managed independent agencies, and I worked 27 years in leisure, helped thousands of travelers across the globe, and 8 years in corporate. So I handle the federal government of Canada's business and the House of Commons. So I'm very busy in the travel industry, still work full time after 35 years, love people. And I'm also in the film industry as an actor. And so I'm very busy for the 10 years of working, basically 2 jobs. And then I also am an entrepreneur because, you know, as an actor, you're a contractor, right? And also have a lot of side hustles. But my passion is really volunteerism with our charity, Arthritis Society of Canada. So I just love being part of the advocate of with disability and all of that. So.
Incredible. Thank you so much, Consuelo. Consuelo, also like to talk about maybe favorite moments at the retreat. So there was a lot of moments. We had Mark Victor Hansen here. We had Sharon Lechter, Crystal Hansen, Mark's wife was there. We've had people like Tony Rodriguez, who was a 7-year trainer for Tony Robbins there, and so many other like superstars of different sorts. What was your favorite moments? I mean, it was basically what, 2.5 days, if you count Friday, really 3 days, 3.5 day retreat. So like, what was your favorite moments out of all, maybe top 2 or 3?
Well, my favorite moments, Dr. Finance, is actually truly meeting you and truly meeting the mentor I've been surrounded with, Preston Weeks. That was my focus. But you know what was the true essence of it is bringing your guests, beautiful guest speakers, Sharon Lecter. I never really knew about her until the only first time I met her was when I sang to her husband, Happy Birthday.
Yeah, I remember that.
But, seeing her, she was majestic in her persona and the way she delivered her mastermind workshop outdoors in a beautiful setting that was presented to us. It was just the perfect setting. And what I take away from her was that she, I think in 1992, I believe she said that it really changed her life when her son came back with a heavy debt from college and all the students. And I have heard of so many of that. And I was glad that she took on the task of being the advocate for being the advocate for really the educational, the financial part of it, to take it even being the advisory of President Bush and President Obama. That is incredible. What a history that is for her and a legacy for her.
And she wrote financial advisor to two presidents. She wrote a book with a third, Trump and Kiyosaki, I believe. So I
Yes.
mean, she's been at the top of her game since
Yeah.
the
And I do
beginning.
have other things like I can't pinpoint one person because every single person like yourself, when you presented in front of us at the very end, I wish it was in the very beginning because it was just a beautiful experience hearing you in Clubhouse. And all of a sudden you're here in front of us and you're speaking about your books and the struggles and all of the survival part of it and what you alluded to with when it comes to writing this book. It was really heartfelt. It's not just about finance. It's about the true essence of what you're living for. And just basically the discovery that you've talked about, the economist and all of that. It was really fantastic. It was really fantastic. You're a great leader. And I hope to see you on many more platforms out there. And I want to talk about Victor Hanson because he was the second motivational book that I picked up in my young career, over 35 years ago, besides Tony Robbins. And it was just incredible. Him and Mark Hanson and also Crystal was just, you can see the love and just the commonality of how they deliver their mastermind. And what I love about their book Ask was that they really truly looked at the storyline of other people's struggles through the times of just simply ask. There's no wrong questions, just ask. That's the bottom line. Is it was great to hear them talk about their history. So just personally meeting them was, my gosh, he was fantastic, like very, very human, hugged you. And it was just really, really beautiful to see him in a personally, that my book kind of came alive and my vision of it came alive. And Preston Weeks, we can't not speak about him because he was the one that really encouraged me to be part of the emotional intelligence of his business and the people that he brought into your mastermind was a beautiful experience for me to meet some of those people that I have been seeing in Zoom, not only Clubhouse, but also in the Zoom. So it's been not only for me, the harmony in the foundations that you built. It was really an incredible experience.
Yeah, I agree with you, Consuelo. It was really cool. There was a big, combination, I guess, like a jambalaya of people from Clubhouse. You had Preston's people, all of us meeting and intermixing at the same time. And it was cool to meet Preston's side of the equation. That he brought a lot of cool people into. So, Consuelo, thank you so much. By the way, as a bonus question, because you would be able to answer this, what do you think being a member of the Dr. Finance Masterclass that I've been holding on Clubhouse for almost 2 years now, like meeting some of the greatest people from Tim Story, as you mentioned, Michael Lecter, never was on Clubhouse before, Sharon, the names go on. Can you just talk about that experience that I hold every Friday, just from your experience? I just had Jay Abraham on, mentor to Tony Robbins, and Damon John, so many others. Like, what's the feeling you get on Clubhouse going into those rooms? What's your thoughts?
Well, your you are, to me, the top club in Clubhouse, simply because you have added so much benefits and value to every single person that has come on that house. My perspective of it is that a lot of people have learned that I have seen through the guests that you have brought, the top guests. I mean, guests that you would not normally even meet from not only your podcast, but bringing them on Clubhouse. It's been an experience of a lifetime, especially the ones that you see, the top mentors coming in, just visiting you. You can see the community that you built. It is a true community of not only education, but also a community of true, genuine people that want to give. And that's what you're doing, is giving to humanity and giving the essence of what life should be. Is the education, is the foundation of what others should be giving us a journey of their life when it comes to businesses, and also when it comes to just having that personal touch. And that's what you bring on to Clubhouse. And it's been a beautiful, beautiful experience to be there. And that's why I'm there. You know, committed, even if I'm working on set.
Thank you, Consuelo, and I appreciate the feedback and the compliments as well. And I want to say, the one point I like that was resonating was the part about the mentors coming on. Just even though they're not the main speakers, they'll pop in at like 12 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. Like, hey, how are you? And then here we go. We've got another micro interview happening on stage. Like just happened this last Friday. Don Hobbs, the former CEO of Success Magazine, president or CEO, one of them. Now we connected on stage, and now he's going to be actually a guest on this podcast, along with almost 100 other like top quality folks. And then he's going to come on Clubhouse, and we're going to interview him there. And we got a whole stage created, but he came out just to hang out on a Friday night, like just for that. He wasn't even the main speaker. Jay was, but here we got these other folks coming on, hanging out. Laura Langemeyer was there from The Seeker just to come and support Jay.
Yes,
you
had incredible people that evening. People that I haven't seen that have come in. I'm like, wow, I had no idea who Jay was at the very beginning. I'm like, wow. And you did have a impactful evening that evening, opening up your house and having that opportunity for everybody that also never had a chance, the top mentors and the top business people that never had a chance to meet Jay at all. So you are making the difference in Clubhouse.
Thank you so much, Consuelo. Consuelo, last question. Appreciate your time today. Would you go to any other one of our retreats? If I had another retreat, would you go to that? And if so, maybe some feedback on how to make it better.
Yes, of course. You know, when it comes to the people that you really resonate with and love, you always want to make sure you support not only the journey, but also the things that they do to make it happen for others, and the interaction of events. Of course. I've always been that person who want to have the personal touch, and to make it, to improve it a little bit. They're really, you know, it flowed so well. And yes, there's little here and there, but this is all administrative. But as far as that's concerned, what you did to provide, you know, people that work so hard and come to a retreat, the findings that I've had was you allowed it to flow without a real time frame, without all of that, and taking in effect that you're always on a time constraint, a deadline and everything, and you're going into a retreat where it is actually truly something that you have an opportunity to breathe, you know, as a business. I think there's really nothing that you can really tweak. It's just all administrative. That's it.
I agree with you. And actually, going back to your point you made a few moments ago, you had said when you were talking about how I spoke for about an hour, folks, she's talking about on Monday morning at breakfast, I finally got an opportunity to speak. I should have did it probably Sunday night or Sunday afternoon, but I didn't, because of what she just last said, because I wanted the event to flow. And here's what happened. So Mark, Victor Hansen, and Crystal actually stayed for 6 hours. So I allowed that to just transcend. I thought that was more beneficial. So I sacrificed my opportunity to speak because I saw on a moment decision how impactful their stay was, and it was having on everyone else. So I just let them have the show, and I just helped out in the background. Going forward, I might tweak that a little bit, but at that moment, that seemed like the right thing to do. So, yeah, thank you. Appreciate you, Consuelo. Any last minute thoughts or comments, suggestions?
Well, keep on doing what you're doing. It's a beautiful experience for everyone. And I would highly recommend your clubhouse, your podcast to anyone. And I hope that everybody will also do the same and that they have given the peace that they needed, the journey they needed, and everything that you have provided for, and your team has provided also for everyone. And it was a great experience for me to help in the retreat. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm grateful.
Thank you, Consuelo. Appreciate all your support during the retreat and clubhouse too. So, all right, folks, this is Dr. Anthony Criniti IV, also known as Dr. Finance. You've been watching the Dr. Finance Live podcast, special Mastermind Retreat Edition with Consuelo Benson. Definitely feel free to check out Consuelo's social media if you want. But we're going to be posting this interview on YouTube, on my website, drfinance.info. If you want to find out more about the future retreat, I have a Mastermind Retreat page. Check that out, and that will give you all the new headlines and direction for future events. With that said, don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe. And if you want to learn more about finance, here are my 3 major books. You got The Necessity of Finance. I wrote for my finance students over 10 years ago. The most important lessons in economics of finance. This was a book I dedicated, well, not dedicated, that I donated to every one of the members of the retreat. Got a free copy of that. And my last book, though, was The Survival of the Richest. So check out those 3 books, folks, and follow, like, and subscribe, comment, and feel free to share this as well. And if you're interested in the future retreat, again, check out the website, drfinance.info. Go to Mastermind Retreat page, and you'll see it there. We'll give you all the information. We plan on doing these 3 or 4 times a year or more. So different locations, different guests. So with that said, thank you so much, Consuelo, and thank you, everyone. We'll see you on the next episode. Bye-bye now.
Thank you. Thank you.